My teenage daughter hates me. Well, most days I'm pretty sure. But I'm at a loss here because the looks that she gives me, and and it's not even the looks that when she doesn't look at me, it hurts just as much. She even calls me bra. And I'm like, I carried you for 9 months, baby girl. I fed you, clothed you, basically gave you my life and yours. And somehow, this is where we're at. But seriously, I know I can't be alone, and I've realized something. Something that I've realized lately, and I don't even like admitting. I'm letting a 14-year-old determine whether or not I'm going to have a good day. It's like, if she's in a good mood, great, all's well. Everything in this household is running smooth. We're great. But if she wakes up in a horrible mood, a little irritated, tired, whatever, suddenly I'm irritated. When she doesn't do something that I've asked her to do a million goddamn times, I'm irritated. And then suddenly, I find myself walking around my house that I work my tail off for, irritated as hell. Yet while she is just like either in her room or walking her little pretty self off to school, completely unbothered. So it's like, who exactly is getting punished here? And here's the thing. My life is full. And I'm sure maybe you can relate. I have a full-time career. I'm newly engaged. So I have this relationship that I'm trying to foster and be present for. 2 dogs. Then my fiance has a dog, so 3 dogs. A house of my own that I'm trying to get ready to rent so we can all move in and be this beautiful little family, because I always thought I was going to be Jill from Tim the Tool Man, so I'm still trying to go towards that. And somehow, through all of this, I'd also like to remain happy, zen, fun, right? Emotionally stable, maybe look cute or sexy occasionally. Forget my hair, as you can tell, this is a different kind of video, but the thing is what I'm trying to say is I love my life. And I love my daughter more than anything. So I started asking myself, why am I allowing this interaction in this difficult situation, someone that I love more than anything, to completely change the way that I experience the next couple of hours of my life? And that led me to an even bigger question. What if the person I've been trying to change isn't actually the person I need to work on? And Lordy Lord, I may possibly hate where this is going, and I don't know, I may regret this, but this is what we're doing. I'm starting something completely different, and it's going to be called Leanne Tries It, because I talk about identity, psychology, nervous system regulation, how you can line up to your manifested beautiful life, basically changing your internal state and supposedly doing all these things that are supposed to make our life better, right? But there's a difference between knowing something and actually doing and living it. It's the actual practice. My favorite figure of speech or expression is words don't teach, life lessons do. So, and this is a life lesson that I want to learn. And if you want to learn it, let's do this together. Because when someone's standing in front of you calling you bruh, you find yourself falling apart. And I don't want to be doing this anymore. So, instead of me just researching and talking about these principles and things could do, I'm actually going to try them in real life. And you, my beautiful friends, you're going to come with me and we're going to find out together. So I'll put the practices of, does this stuff actually make your life better? And apparently we're going to be starting with parenting because, hey, why the hell not? I never choose the easy route. So for the next 7 days, I'm going to stop trying to change my daughter. And now, I'm not saying I'm going to be like that mom that's going to sit back and say, oh, honey, sweetie, do whatever you want. I'm just going to sit here and regulate my nervous system. I'm not going to be bothered. No, absolutely not. Because I'm still her mom, and there's still rules, and there's still going to be boundaries and consequences. I just want us all to have a better quality of life because I don't want to live like this anymore. Living with a teenager is not easy. So what's changing is my reaction. And for 7 days, I'm not going to match attitude for attitude. I'm not going to turn every disagreement into some goddamn TED talk. I'm going to pause before I react to her. I'm going to keep my boundary with carrying the anger around afterwards. I'm not doing that. And every single day, I do want to intentionally just have one interaction, one positive freaking interaction with my daughter that has nothing to do with school, schoolwork, her chores, taking the dogs out, any responsibilities. Just having one positive, good interaction with her, being her mom, something that I enjoy the most. So the real question is here. What I'm generally curious about is I talk all the time about how changing ourselves changes what we experience, our reality, right? Well, let's test it. So if I stop trying to control her and change the energy and behavior I'm bringing into our relationship, will our relationship start changing too? That's the question. And maybe more importantly, can I learn to protect my own happiness, my own peace, without needing everybody around me to behave exactly how I want them to? Because I thought about this. This doesn't just apply to our teenagers. It applies to your husband, your fiance, your boyfriend, your mother, your coworker, your boss, your dogs. You know, the one person who somehow just knows exactly which button to press. We all have one. So, before I start this new thing Leanne tries, obviously this is new content, I'm going to rate where I'm at right now. My stress level around her, our relationship, I would say, is like a 10 out of 10, 10 being the highest. It's like a 9 out of 10. Our connection lately is probably a 9 out of 10. How easily she could hijack my mood, 10 out of 10. Zen mom status, 0 out of 10. And we'll check those numbers again at the end. But first, and because apparently the universe has such a great sense of damn humor, I didn't have to wait very long for my first opportunity to practice this because we are on day 1. And apparently, it's Friday. We're not wasting absolutely any time testing me. This morning, she's about to miss the bus. And I'm trying to get her out the door. And then, out comes the outfit. I look at what she's wearing. And I'm like, I said something like, no, babe, you can't wear that. You can't wear that to school. And immediately, she like snapped and balked back at me. But what caught me wasn't even her attitude. It was the way she responded. She responded like hurt in a way, almost like insecure. Like what she heard me saying was, you don't look good. And that's not what I meant at all. And if you have a teenage daughter, I'm sure you've seen some of their outfits that they wear. It's like, what the hell? And this wasn't the first time that this has gone down. This happens all the time. And I wasn't criticizing her body. I was saying she just didn't look. And I wasn't saying she didn't look beautiful. It just wasn't appropriate. She's my daughter. Of course, I know she's beautiful. I was looking at it as a mom thinking, this isn't appropriate for school, and I also don't need no damn phone call at 9 a.m. because she has been dress coded, right? But this is where parenting a teenager feels like such a fine line because I do have to parent her. I have to teach her what's appropriate for different situations. And I have to have boundaries. But I also never want those boundaries to become a voice in her head that says there's something wrong with the way that you look, or that I want her to think there's something wrong the way that I look, and her to feel insecure. And in that moment, I realized my intention and what she actually heard were two completely different things. So I was like, oh, my neck is killing me. So instead of arguing about the outfit, I tried something different. I told her, I was very calm, and I told her, I'm not saying anything about how you look. You look beautiful. I'm talking about whether the outfit is appropriate for school. And those are two completely different things. And then I stopped. I didn't give like some 10-minute lecture. I didn't try to force her to understand my point of view. I didn't follow her back into her bedroom. I didn't like spend all this time explaining myself, right? And why I'm right. Which for the record, was extremely difficult. But honestly, I checked myself. I checked my energy. I like made this like mental flag in my head. And that's when this experiment got a little more real for me. Because maybe responding instead of reacting isn't just about keeping myself calm. Maybe it's also about showing down enough like to ask what is the other person actually hearing right now. So that's why I paid attention to my energy to see how my message was delivered, because like our words even are like delivering our message, right? Because I can hold a boundary without making her feel like she's the problem. But this was the most interesting thing because she calmly went and just changed and gave me the meanest look as she walked out the door to catch the bus. Now, I'm not saying I need like some mother of the year here. It's only day one. I have 6 more days. And I have absolutely no idea whether this is going to change anything at all. I'm going to be completely honest. But now I really want to know if I keep changing my response, even when she doesn't change hers, what will happen to our relationship? And what happens to me? So I'm going to document everything, the good, the bad, the inevitable moments where I maybe even completely forget everything I teach. Obviously, this is a little different approach that I'm coming at you. So I want this to be raw and you are going to be involved. And I'm going to update you in the next couple of days because I am already realizing this might be harder than I thought. So this is day one. I will see you on Tuesday.